Hi everyone, I'm here to talk to you a little bit today about LEAD and drop-in tutoring, which is something new that the Student Learning Center is offering this semester. So what is LEAD? I'm going to try to keep this pretty short and sweet because I'm sure most of you already know what LEAD is or have participated in it before. But LEAD is something that's provided for all students and is free of charge. And what your LEAD tutor does is they've already taken the course before and done very well in it. And they go in and they take notes just like you do during lecture, and then they facilitate 2 to 3 sessions a week where they usually have a handout or a worksheet, and everyone that goes can ask questions and go over the worksheet all together. And if you need a little bit of incentive to go to LEAD, students that do attend LEAD tend to do about a half to a full letter grade better in the course. So the results really show for the people that attend LEAD on a regular basis. And LEAD is primarily for the lecture material, and it caters specifically for a lecture class. So what I mean by that is there can be 2 different LEAD tutors, but both are tutoring for Chem 1, and on any given week, their worksheets and handouts are going to look a little bit different because each professor is a little bit different. They cover slightly different material, they go at a different pace, and how they teach the material varies. So LEAD is specifically for a lecture class. If you ever forget where your LEAD sessions are, there are a few ways to figure it out. Most of the time you can go on your Azure Learn page for that course, and there will be a little LEAD block somewhere on there, and it'll be the LEAD tutor's name, their email, and where and when they hold their sessions, as well as a lot of times their worksheets and handouts. Or you can email your LEAD tutor directly, but if you're ever really confused and in a bind, you can go to Google and type Appalachian State Tutoring Center, and that first link there should bring you to a page that looks something like this. Now, on the left-hand side, where there's all those options, you're going to want to make sure you're under LEAD tutoring schedules, and then make sure you're not under the chemistry drop-in, you're under each specific course. So if you're taking Chem 2, you're going to want to go to Chem 1102. And then all the professors that teach the courses are there, and the LEAD tutor that teaches or tutors for that specific course is there, as well as where and when their LEAD sessions are. So drop-in tutoring, like I said, drop-in tutoring is something new that the Student Learning Center is offering this semester, and it takes place primarily in DD Doherty 208, and it's right near the library, and you go right up the stairs and to the left, and there's a big room with a bunch of tables and chairs and tutors. It's not like a LEAD session, and it's not specifically for one course. So if you're taking both organic and biochem and you have different questions, you can go in there and ask questions for each of those, right? You can't usually do that at your LEAD session. As long as the person that's doing drop-in tutoring at that time feels comfortable covering those different subjects, then you could definitely ask those questions. But unlike a LEAD session, you have to come in with specific course questions. So they're not going to have anything really prepared for you. You're going to come in, ask a question, and they're going to be able to help you. But again, they do not have a worksheet prepared. And the times vary, and I'll get to that in a second, how you can figure out where and when drop-in tutoring is happening. And unlike with LEAD tutoring, the drop-in tutoring can help a lot with your labs. So when is drop-in tutoring? You're going to want to go to the same place that I talked about before. Again, you're going to want to make sure you're under LEAD tutoring schedules, and you're going to want to make sure this time you're under chemistry drop-in. And as you can see, we have drop-in tutoring Monday through Friday with all these different tutors, and all of these different tutors feel comfortable tutoring different subjects. So some feel comfortable tutoring Chem 1101. Some of them feel comfortable doing organic and Chem 1 and 2. Some of them only feel comfortable doing biochem. So before 5 p.m., it's going to take place again in room 208 in DD Doherty. But if you're going after 5 p.m., there are 2 different options on Mondays and Thursdays, but that's going to take place exclusively on Zoom. So just make sure you are clicking on the right Zoom link, and it'll bring you right in where your tutor should be waiting. And like I said, not every tutor feels comfortable tutoring every single subject. So let's say you were going and Morgan happened to be doing drop-in tutoring at that time. Well, they only feel comfortable doing Chem 1 and Chem 2 and the Chem 1 and 2 labs. So you couldn't go into Morgan and ask them a biochem question or an organic question. But as you can see, there are a lot of tutors that would feel comfortable doing that. So LEAD versus DropIn, just to kind of go over it again, LEAD focuses on your specific lecture material, and they're not meant to help with other courses, and they're specifically not meant to really help you with lab. However, drop-in tutoring can help you with your lab and your lecture material, but you can't come in with specific questions. Now, keep in mind with the drop-in tutoring, that tutor probably isn't going to be taking that course with you. So they're not going to know some nitty-gritty details that your professor probably does. So remember, your main point of reference is still always going to be your professor, right? So if you have any specific questions that aren't very broad, like how do I solve a dilution problem, you're going to want to go to your professor, especially for formatting questions, because they're going to be the ones that really know how to answer your questions.